everyone, and welcome back. For those of you who are just joining us, I'm Sabrina.
And I'm Nikki.
And on this video, we're going to be talking about resources on the campus of NAU that are really beneficial for you students. We will also be talking about research papers, what they are, what they mean, and how to make sure they're ready to be turned in.
While we are targeting students at NAU, keep in mind that if you go somewhere else around the US, most universities have a writing center or like writing commons at your place. So don't be afraid to go out, search, explore, So the biggest resource on campus, and I will stress this again, the biggest resource on campus is the University Writing Commons. And they used to be known as the Writing Center, and they were located in the Student Learning Center above the Union. And so if you hear students around campus saying, oh, go to the Writing Center, they're talking about the University Writing Commons, which is located in the library, in the HLC, and in liberal arts. So the IWP took over the Writing Center and converted it to the University Writing Commons, and this was because it wanted to shift the focus from remedial-based writing to a place where students, undergraduate, graduate, and faculty members can come in with their writing and get feedback.
Because we are located at the HLC, liberal arts, and the library, many professors have seen our work and have recommended us to their students, bringing them to us for help, meaning that we now have various students with different kinds of majors. Some online resources to check out are Grammarly, Purdue Owl, Grammar Girl, and our Pinterest page. You can access it by going to pinterest.com/iWriting. And
on this Pinterest page we've uploaded just resources for everybody, so not just NAU students. So how to cite, or what rhetoric means, all like first person, third person, yeah. So check it out. And now, we're going to talk about the dreaded research paper.
Dun dun dun!
So coming in from high school, a research paper is a 5-paragraph essay where you generally just regurgitate what you've learned in class, and we're trying to shift that focus. I know, it's gross, isn't it? So a research paper can also be analysis, description, and you're summarizing and synthesizing stuff that you've learned in class and stuff that you've learned outside of class. So many students get caught on this idea that they need to have the right answer at the end of their paper, and this really isn't the case. If you do a bunch of research and you come to your own conclusion, it might be wrong and it might be right, and that's a-okay. So long as you have all the backings to it, There's also a slight difference between summarizing and synthesizing. Summarizing usually means that you take things that you've learned and you just regurgitate them in different ways. It's your own thing, but it's still just regurgitation. Also sounds gross. And synthesizing is actually when you take all of these new information ideas that you have and all this new research and you come up with your own conclusion. And it's not a bad thing if you synthesize versus summarize. There's also rhetoric, and that's incredibly important for research papers. And rhetoric, if you don't know, means ethos, pathos, logos. Ethos being credibility, logos being logic, and pathos being emotion.
The next thing we're going to talk about is brainstorming. I know it might seem a little silly, but outlines and webs are a pretty good way to start. You can also just jot down ideas that come to your mind. For those of Spanish speakers, it's called lluvia de ideas. Make sure to not just skim past the first pages of books or articles. Make sure you put in the time and make sure you find the right information you need, because professors do notice if you only source the first page. Some places to look for research materials include Google Scholar, JSTOR, and of course our Klein Library located here at NAU.
Or any library at your campus.
So how do you make sure your paper is proper enough to turn in? You can visit us at the UWC and make an appointment with the writing assistant to make sure you get appropriate feedback.
You can also look for any writing center or writing commons at your university. I'm sure they'd be happy to give you feedback on your paper. Thanks for watching, you guys, and remember, if you have comments, concerns, questions, post them on the comment section or anywhere, really. And don't forget to check out our other 2 videos. We intro who the .IWP is, and we also talk about the rhetorical situation. Until next week, you guys!